We are in the next video. I just walked this pathway here from Industrial Park Road to this is Route 40's location. You have two parking spots, one on this side and a much larger one on the left side. The wooded side on this side here is always overgrown, more wildlife. In this area here, there are sections and back that way you can walk it. But this area here, you have to be bushwhacking it. We'll continue on. I'll show you underneath the bridge. Summertime, it's usually loads and loads and loads of cobwebs. So I try to avoid this area. They had just remodeled this section here a couple of years ago, maybe less than 5 years ago. It is nicer. Nice little guardrail put up. When it floods in the early springtime, the water will be up over in the concrete here. You can see that it's right at the level here. The water will be over. You can see the mud has been over, so it's actually been, this section here has been underneath the water for probably a week. But yeah, it's an area you can see all the cobwebs and stuff. See the water moves, and there's some fish underneath here that are moving. This area here moves very fast. So we're going to be walking from Route 40 down to Buell Road. This is Bridge 45, by the way. There's tree paths on Bridge 45 area that you can do. You can do this bike trail path, is what I tend to like to do, and or you can just do the straight path. Which if it's overgrown, I don't care for. The boat launch here, you can get in, go down to 92, which is the next boat launch, and then at the very end, it was the last and third boat launch on 64, Illinois 64. So, 3 boat launches, but every parking lot, I've launched my kayak with no problems. You probably may not have seen that video before, the playlist, but the playlist is also up. If you scroll around my channel, you'll see it. So they have 2 sections here before you get to 88. There's 88 bridge down there, and then the next section is just 1 section, period. There's a lot of people who like to camp out in this area here when it's grown up. Don't ask me why. This is often used for a bike trail. Union Creek is on the right side, I believe it's called. And I have seen pools of fish in that. Large fish, actually. They just had recently clear cut a lot of the stuff along here, so a lot of this is open. There's 2 areas here you can walk, at least to the same place. One has more woods in between than the other, and then you can see Union Creek right there. All that back there is private property, if I recall. So the water divides us. And I know people go deer hunting on that side. So here's the fork in the road, and I've been the other path. These old concrete barrier were property line. I don't know how much that's really respected or how much the landowners really care. On the map it shows this whole area back there. It's part of the Hennepin canal. But I don't know. I don't think it's private. You see bubbles and stuff. They got probably turtles over there. I know there's gonna be frogs. I've seen in length of 1.5 foot fish. You'll see a pine down here collects. I do believe there's some beavers. You can see there's a little area there that's damming up. This is an area here. This Union Creek flows underneath the canal, continues on. We got a pipe that runs underneath, evidently. I think it's used mostly for the drainage fields for farmers' crops, runoff basically. And or they might pump the water from here. See how that collects up all this garbage. Maybe a little property marker for and the mosquitoes are out. That's not a good thing. Check out this mushroom tree. I guess they're called turkey mushrooms or something. I don't know my mushrooms. In the summertime when it's all fully grown up and stuff, you don't see any of this. Apparently there's buckets. There should be guys fishing nearby. Something, I don't know. It's weird. So it dumped back out into the canal itself. There we go. Morning. Getting any bites?
Not yet. Just got here not too long ago.
Wow, good luck. There's the all brick lined here. I've seen fish in there too. Next section is over here, to your right. At night time's a little more creepier. Actually found a Walmart shopping cart back here. I had to tell Walmart that, hey, your shopping cart is there. So this is the area where it's kind of like, you can go straight into straight shot, or you can go the bike path, which if you see the property line, it's just kind of in that area where I think it's private property. So I always like to go the bike path trail. more challenging than just a straight shot. But up and down these little hills. You get to enjoy little blips of seeing water here and there. And this giant magnificent tree here it's huge. I'd like to take a ruler, come out here and measure that. In and out. Kind of a very challenging path for some people. Probably a good bike path. It's basically just drain ditch here. There's the area that's flat. Again, it's a straight shot. And there's just been walking around seeing the trees like this, but not as adventurous as these. So you have your choices. Just get on the wild side, or you just want to walk it straight and calm. I would recommend wearing tick spray. You're out in the woods. So it's getting noisier and noisier. That's because we're getting closer and closer to the interstate bridge. Interstate 88. I would say this probably adds a lot more to your walking path as far as steps goes than it's just a straight path, because you're zigzagging back and forth. There's the old property fence. Probably could see some snakes and stuff out here if you look. But again, I strongly advise you wearing tick spray. So soon meet up where the straight path goes and empty back out onto the canal. And as you can hear the road noise, it's getting louder and louder. Blue jay. That was neat. There we go. Where the straight path is. We still have another couple ups and downs before we get to the main part where it joins. And this is the beaten path here that nobody knows about, but there's a camp somewhere out there I'm very sure of. I've seen smoke come from that area. I don't know if it's a homeless camp or what it is, but yeah, that happens. I've actually seen camp stuff here. People had room in it to where they were staying overnight. And here it dumps back out in the canal before you get to the beach. I'm gonna take a break real quick and spot check myself and see we was just down there and now we're here. I'm gonna check for some ticks and we're gonna check on Buell Road. Alright, looking good. This water kind of pools up in this area here and it's kind of stagnant. You'll find some big frogs in this area here. It also pools up behind here and it stinks. It's not moving. As summer dries it, it'll go bad. So we're walking underneath the Interstate 88. It's an area here that not a lot of people fish, but I guarantee you there are some fish in this area. We just don't know it. And this is the next section before you get to Buell Road. So that back there, where we just walked, essentially, be almost a full mile. We'll check at the end how many steps I got in today. I've done 2 sections. From Industrial Park Road to Buell Road, basically. Get a view of this. Now the opposite side, again, it's grown up. Nobody ever goes over there that I'm aware of. I guarantee you, you're not going to have a fun trip doing that side on that side. It's just in this section. I can't, you heard me talk about the other side upstream, and you can see how well that looks. That's a cool plant. I can't remember what that's called. Bullion. I believe. Yeah, there's no more eagle nests this way. Lots of birds. I've seen turkeys, I've seen deer, foxes, coyotes. This is the area in the fall time that you definitely want to wear your orange clothing because people will be hunting this direction. They see you, they may shoot you. I see a moving object and they shoot. One thing I would love to see out in this direction would be a mountain lion, but and they are up in this area. Not particularly this south, but mostly up by Morrison. But if they were ever to venture this way, it'd be cool. I do know there was a photo once, 10, 12, 15 years ago, of mountain lion, cougar, whatever you want to call them, on Buell Road. Let's take a second here. There's a concrete pillar. That's for the communication that they had back in the day. I thought that was neat to show. There's lots of people on bicycles and lots of people jog this too. Seems like they cut a bunch of stuff down for some reason. Again, this is one of the areas in the fall time, early springtime. When it gets closer, that's this direction. I like to take in the hammock up. I usually go on this side, I'm not blocking the path. And my view's a nice open cornfield, and you get to listen to the road noise, listen to the birds chirp. And I'll have me a little cereal bar, a little soft drink, some tea, whatever. It actually might have been the area that I was at, and I did that. But it's no longer there. So I may have to find me a new spot. It's just fine. Lots of little trees everywhere. One thing you want to keep in mind, you might see some cats out here. For some reason, Buell Road is an area where people dump cats. There's a little private cat canal group that they have a little house out there to keep it fed. And they're trying to monitor and stuff for the animals. There's also a guy that comes out here and he has him a little bird feeder. There's several bird houses. They put out food. Rides his bike every weekend. Beer in tow and drinks his day away. Essentially what I got the gist of. And he's getting out and enjoying himself. It really only matters. See that this trail quite long. It's almost a mile in length. Come out the hills. And it's early in the morning. No, when it's 8 o'clock out, when it's like 6 o'clock out. Usually I'll take a park out on Buell Road, put the headphones on, and I'll jog this path every weekend, every Saturday and Sunday morning. Keep in shape. You can see how well it goes up and down. Further and further we go, away from the bridge, the interstate, the less you hear. I'm building a little bike ramp. There is a bicycle club that apparently maintains this. So, you know, nobody ever says anything to them about it, as far as I'm aware. Okay, they put the hours out here to do it. Not sure where they get the dirt from. But they build it up. Lots of little pods. Again, you can see that this area is pretty clean. Some random trash here and there. Some Coke bottle. All of that will be cleared out mostly. I don't anticipate. So last year they had 1,300 pound garbage that they picked up. I think essentially a lot of that would be buying about 30 birds. And lots of people taking, just throw this stuff out and it builds up. Lots of little joggers here and there. There's this concrete path. I like to use this walking path. You're not driving too far out of the city by any means. You still get to enjoy walking in the terrain. It's like in the mountains. Stuck around this far, I really appreciate you. Something that I enjoy doing, showing people. The beauty of nature, you know, and enjoy yourself. I don't always expect nobody to watch the full video, simply because if you watch the first few minutes and you see, hey, something I want to do. It's the main goal of it. Get you a taste of what it's like. Enjoy it. Breathe and smell it. Even the little bug bites. Something you can't do from home. Or from wherever you're watching this from. Closing in at the end of this path here. It gets a lot less wild, more tame. Essential of hills. Sure, if you're riding a bike, still as fun as ever. I smell somebody burning their timber or woods or something nearby. I can see smoke off in the distance. Still cool enough to enjoy a little campfire outside, but not warm enough not to enjoy it. Birds are out this morning. It's pleasant to hear. If you can identify the bird noises, leave a comment. It's pretty neat to hear. There's a crow. Or a raven. Probably a crow. I believe that's a crow. It's always neat to hear those sounds out here. Yeah, we're going to the end of this little bypass, walking path. We're talking about the cat house and bird houses. Hope you enjoyed the video. The next section of the video will be all snow. Already completing that. There's your bird houses I was telling you about. And over there, some houses they do for cats. Little tents they made just for the cats, shelter. Might even be one in there, not the big ball. And the table that some guy painted, and then people write their stuff down here. Yeah, they come out here and they have a little fire. So this is Buell Road, and this is the end of this video. I hope you very much enjoyed seeing the walk in the woods. It's just something that not a lot of people enjoy and do. I just walk this path. It's still gorgeous to walk this path, but if you have a wildlife into you, you can do that. Again, this whole section here is just a bushwhacking. If you did that, more power to you. There'll be lots and lots of carp in this water this year, I have a feeling. Now I'm gonna have me a seat and check for some ticks, because I got all kinds of stuff everywhere on me. And I'll make my trek back. We'll see how much steps were from Industrial Park Road to Buell Road. Thanks for watching, guys. We'll see you next time.